Record rate cut. The Reserve Bank's dire late-night warning to the government about the slowing economy after slashing rates to unprecedented lows. This morning, what it means for you.
A win for workers. Millions of Australians one step closer to tax relief. The PM's plan sailing through the lower house. Now the bill is facing a showdown in the Senate. We're live to Canberra.
Terror plot foiled. 3 men facing charges accused of planning an attack in Sydney's west, raising new concerns over security. Details just ahead.
Health alert, flu emergency, 3 dead in an aged care home after a serious outbreak. The urgent plea from doctors to those most at risk.
Cruising to victory. Ash Barty's emphatic first-round victory at Wimbledon. But Nick Kyrgios is back to his old tricks. The tennis bad boy firing up on court again. We're live to London.
NASA's new mission.
2, 1, ignition.
The space agency's giant leap towards putting humans back on the moon as they count down to that 2024 takeoff.
And Global Stars Little Mix. They're in Australia, and our special guests today, Wednesday the 3rd of July, 2019. Good morning and welcome to today. Great to have your company as always. Happy Hump Day.
Oh, thank you. Happy Hump Day to you and Mark as
Wednesday
well.
was the hump.
Isn't today Wednesday?
Today's Wednesday.
I thought it was Tuesday.
There
Oh,
you
wow.
go.
See, time flies when you have fun here at Today's Show, Mark.
There you go.
I'll do tomorrow's news.
We're off to a roaring
Wow,
start.
yeah, great start, and man, big hello to Stevie as well. Stevie, you're in fridge
where are
today.
you,
What's
Steve?
going on there?
Well, I couldn't quite make it down to the snow, Tommy, so I brought the snow to us. We're on the rooftop of a building in North Sydney where they've brought in 100 tonne of snow for a massive snow party this week. So I'm just going to sit back and wait for the schnapps to arrive. Morning.
Well, it's just like your Logies situation all over again, waiting for the
Goodness
for the
me.
drinks to arrive.
Goodness me. All right, well, we will cross back to you soon, Stevie. Got the feeling we're going to be in for a whole lot of fun there.
Very good.
Great to have your company this Wednesday morning. Let's get things started with the very latest news. Hey, Mark.
Thanks, Georgie. Well, the head of the Reserve Bank says it's now up to the government to prevent a dangerous slowdown in the economy, telling Scott Morrison he must boost spending, even if it means borrowing money to do it. Let's go live now to Nine political reporter Kerry Yaxley in Canberra. Kerry, he's pleaded with the PM to get on with it. Kerry Yaxley live for us from Canberra. Thank you.
2 Sydney men arrested over an alleged terror plot to attack police stations and churches in the heart of the city are expected to face court later on today. For more on this, we'll go live to today's Sydney reporter Lara Vella, who's outside Parramatta Court. Lara, take us through what sparked those arrests. Lara Vella there with the latest. Thank you.
A Perth family says it was sold brownies at a cafe that were laced with drugs. A mother and her 2 children fell ill after eating the dessert from the Bada Bing cafe in Woodlands. Tests later revealing they'd consumed cannabis. The family, who didn't want to be identified, says they've been left traumatised. The City of Stirling conducted its own tests and found traces of the drug. They have charged the cafe's owner under the Food Act. The owners say they're shocked by the allegations and have cooperated with the investigation. There's been a lucky escape for a pilot and a passenger when the plane they were in lost power and crash landed in the United States. Cockpit vision shows the propellers stalling and the aircraft coming down in the Mojave Desert, several kilometres from the nearest road. Both people were able to walk free from the wreckage and were rescued by helicopter.
Well, looking at the markets now and on Wall Street, the Dow is going strong, 117 points higher. The S&P 500 also up. At home, the All Ords closed 9 points higher yesterday. And in London, the FTSE has gained 40 points. To commodities, and gold is stronger. Oil is at $58 a barrel. Aussie dollar buying just under 70 US cents.
Alrighty, we'd better check in with Stevie, I reckon, who's doing it very tough for us this morning. Just explain where you are, Stevie. Oh, you see
Right
those,
around the country.
those
Much snow in Canberra.
those blizzard-like conditions just wreaking havoc with our connection.
Frozen.
There. Yeah,
wow.
That is a great
cold.
shame.
Oof.
That is a great shame.
A great shame.
Well, let him jump by the fire. We'll head back to him in a second to check in with more on the weather.
We will indeed.
Well, coming up in sport, Ash Barty breezes through the first round at Wimbledon. But what drama have the other Aussies caused?
And one of the biggest bands on the planet right now, Little Mix, they're going to be joining us on Today. Stay ahead, plenty more to come. Welcome back. Great to have your company this Wednesday. We'll take a look at this morning's front pages, starting with 9news.com.au. And Ash Barty has breezed through her first round at Wimbledon as world number one, knocking off China's Zheng Saisai in straight sets.
The Australian reports a wannabe ISIS warrior was at the centre of an alleged plot to import weapons and explosives into Australia and attack police stations, churches and consulates in Sydney.
And in Adelaide's Advertiser, Kangaroo Island koalas might hold the key to the long-term survival of the disease-threatened species in Australia.
And look, we've got to show you this one. The front page of the NT News. You might remember yesterday we were discussing the fact it was Territory Day, and they've had some interesting headlines over the years, including why I had a cracker up my... Well, this time it's another part of the body that has encountered a cracker.
Yeah, well, you can read that one out, Tom. It's all yours.
I think my eyes are struggling, but it's something to do with the cracker and the knackers. And that man there clearly feeling the full effects of it.
Amazing how they got the photo too. Great.
Gee, it just went off in the Northern Territory yesterday, didn't it? Everyone loves a firework.
Good morning to that man, if he's watching from Darwin. Now, he's created some of the biggest blockbusters of all time with some of the biggest stars of all time. And now, one of Baz Luhrmann's most iconic films is hitting the Broadway stage.
Our very own Richard Wilkins got to catch up with Baz Luhrmann in New York recently for the Inside Scoop. Yeah, he is on creative fire, Baz Luhrmann, and we'll bring you more of that chat with Dickie a little later in the show.
Yep, plenty more to come, in fact, including the viral trend that's taking over the internet. Now it's taking over Today. We're going to have a crack at this, the bottle cap challenge.
Oh, can you do it, Tom? All will be revealed later in the show.
And Australia's Final Four revealed. The Voice's 2019 finalists are with us live ahead of Sunday's showdown. Now, you won't believe me, I tried the bottle cap challenge before, off camera.
Yes.
And actually did it. And I will never do it again.
Sure.
The boys from Audio witnessed it.
Yeah,
there were no
sure.
cameras around,
Yeah,
I
sure.
swear.
So a camera didn't catch it?
Yeah, sure.
The boys from Audio saw it, I swear.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Oh, watch. I'll tear my hammy when I try and do it on air.
Yeah, well, you're going to have another crack later on the show and it'll be good. Let's get the very latest from the newsroom now. Here's Mark.
Thanks, Georgie. The head of the Reserve Bank says it's now up to the government to prevent a dangerous slowdown in the economy, telling Scott Morrison he must boost spending, even if it means borrowing money to do it. Well, 4 people have died following a flu outbreak which has sent a nursing home on the New South Wales coast into lockdown. At least 40 residents and employees at the Marco Polo Aged Care Centre in Unanderra were diagnosed with influenza. More than 220 Australians have died from the disease this year, with 5 flu-related deaths recorded in Perth in the past week alone. And this record holder can certainly be considered a cut above the rest. David Rush balancing a running lawnmower on his chin.
What?
For almost 4 minutes. He says he trained for more than 3 years before attempting the challenge, the blades of the machine spinning while he stood underneath.
Can you imagine the discussion in that house? I just asked you to mow the lawn. Would you just get on with it?
Do you think he actually... Imagine what he could do with a whippersnapper.
Oh, hate to think.
Wow.
How do you work out you're good at that sort of thing, do you reckon? When does it just come to you that you could balance
I need to balance a lawnmower.
I need to balance a
Well,
lawnmower.
we're doing that bottle top challenge later on. Maybe that's what tomorrow entails, the
Where it all
lawnmower
begins.
challenge. MB, kick us off with that one, would you?
Yeah, well, it might be in sport. And on that note, some sport for you. World number 1, Ash Barty has breezed through her first round match-up at Wimbledon, winning in straight sets, but it wasn't a drama-free day for all the Aussies. Let's go live to Ben Avery, who's in London. Ben, it was an action-packed day over there. And what a game that will be. Ben Avery in London, thank you.
Alrighty, let's check in now with Stevie and see what's happening on the weather front. Stevie, we've re-established connection. Wow, that's impressive. Right in the heart of Sydney. Good stuff. Thank you, Stevie. We will see you soon. All right, still to come this morning, a nursing home in lockdown after a deadly flu outbreak. The latest advice from authorities just ahead.
Plus, save thousands in just months. How to squirrel away your cash before Christmas.
And British girl group Little Mix, they're down under, opening up to Brooke about what inspires them. And also, they've got a hit new single. Plenty more to come right here on Today. Two men arrested during terror raids across Sydney are now expected to face court today, accused of planning an attack right here in Australia. We'll get more on this by going to Canberra now, where we're joined by the Minister for Home Affairs, Peter Dutton. Minister, good morning to you. What's the latest on these plans from the plotters?
Morning, Tom. Look, it's a very serious matter, and obviously this is now the 16th major terrorist attack that was planned that's been thwarted by the police.
Now, one of these men who was arrested, he'd actually been investigated for 12 months by police prior to his arrest. Is there a chance here that it might have taken a little too long for warrants to be issued?
In some of those circumstances, you sacrifice the collection of evidence to keep people safe and to prevent the terrorist act from taking place.
Now, just quickly onto the other big issue for the government at the moment. We're talking about the future of your tax cut package. It now rests in the Senate, the legislation passing the lower house last night. How confident now that you will see it get through there and that money will start to flow through back to taxpayers?
We need Labor to support them to get the law through the Parliament.
Minister Dutton, we appreciate your time on the show this morning.
Thanks, Tom.
Come on, coming up, Prince Harry. He's opened up about fatherhood while marking Princess Diana's birthday.
And the Hollywood mystery being dubbed Cluedo the movie. Chris Evans, Daniel Craig and Aussie Toni Collette in the first trailer for Knives Out. Stay with us, plenty more to come. This is Today. Welcome back. Great to have your company this Wednesday morning. Let's get the very latest news. Here's Mark.
Georgie, thank you. We begin with pictures just in, and there has been a dramatic rescue in Geelong. An elderly man pulled from his burning house. Two electricity workers saw smoke coming from the Hamlin Heights home and found the kitchen on fire with the man believed to be in his 90s trapped inside. The man was taken to hospital where he's being treated for minor burns and smoke inhalation. Victoria Police are hunting an offender who attacked a bus driver in a possible shooting in Melbourne's south-east. Let's go to Today Melbourne reporter Christina Hearn, who is tracking developments. Chris, are detectives any closer to determining what exactly happened? Christina Hearn, thank you. Now for your dose of sport. Ash Barty is through to the second round of Wimbledon after a comfortable straight sets win in her opening match last night. Charlie Curnow is set to miss the next month of footy for Carlton after re-injuring his knee in their thrilling win over Fremantle. It's not all bad news for the Blues. Co-captain Patrick Cripps is pushing to make a return for their showdown with Melbourne on Sunday if he can overcome a foot injury.
Just not sure about that with George Burgess. I don't think it's a great look if, the Bunnies do make it to the grand final. They're sitting second on the ladder. Imagine they're holding up the premiership trophy and there's George Burgess, who did one of the dirtiest acts in the game that he's done before. Yeah.
It's easily one of the worst things I've seen. It was captured so clearly by the cameras and it just kept on going on and on and on. It's just dreadful.
Yeah, I mean, sure, he can come back next season, no problem, but you do something that disgusting, I think you've just got to come down pretty hard, and I reckon they've gone a little bit light on him. He can count himself a bit lucky there.
He did fall on his sword, but as you say, I think there'll be questions over the penalty.
And it's not an excuse to say he's a father and a nice guy.
It's not.
I mean, that's really dirty tactics, isn't it?
Everyone is in retrospect.
Yeah.
OK, still to come, Nick Kyrgios on court antics. Why did the tennis bad boy have a crack at a supporter at Wimbledon?
And we have a Today exclusive for you. Baz Luhrmann on Moulin Rouge, the Broadway musical, as well as filming his Elvis biopic in Queensland. That and plenty more right after the break. Welcome back. Let's get a quick hit of weather. And Stevie, you didn't tell us you were hitting the slopes.
Tell us what some of these guys and girls are going to be doing right throughout this week. It's getting pretty radical here.
We got some of the best young riders here. Stay tuned, we've got a little bit more radical action coming your way live from the Greenwood Hotel in North Sydney. Tommy?
Stevie, thank you. Well, after cutting interest rates to a record low of 1%, the Reserve Bank Governor Philip Lowe last night sounded a bit of a warning bell, saying the onus is really now on the government to do more to boost the economy. Plenty of stuff to talk about this morning, and for more, we're joined by News Corp commentator Miranda Devine and also Sydney Morning Herald political correspondent David Crowe. Good morning to you both.
Morning, Tom.
Morning. Miranda, look, the economy, it really is centre stage at the moment. More interest rate cuts expected. Do you think it's going to be enough? And is it right that the onus is put now back on the government?
I think that the tax cuts, that's Scott Morrison's plan. He's talked about economic headwinds and he's tried to put pressure on Labor and the crossbench to pass them. Look, I think we're just very lucky that Kevin Rudd isn't Prime Minister, because we'd have cheques to dead people, pink bats, all that crazy, wasteful spending.
David, a lot of these levers are being pulled now, the interest rate cuts, the tax cuts. Do you think this will be enough to see the economy turn around a little bit, or do you think there will be more measures to come?
The RBA just can't do much more.
Look, we've got to talk about Wimbledon, and there's certainly a big debate around this morning. This is surrounding the host broadcaster, Channel 7. Now, last night we had Ash Barty, the world number one, playing first game as number one at Wimbledon, and at the same time Nick Kyrgios, world number 43, was playing against another Aussie, Jordan Thompson. Now, they stuck with that 5-set thriller between Kyrgios and Jordan Thompson and ignored the Ash Barty game, just showing a few clips here and there. Tough decision, Miranda. Arguments on both sides. What would you want to watch?
Oh, Ash Barty. I think the whole of Australia is in love with Ash Barty, and who wants to watch a spoiled brat?
David, what do you think? Do you like the theatre of Nick? It's like a car crash. You kind of, you know it's bad, but you kind of want to watch it.
No, and I couldn't agree more with Miranda on that point.
Yeah, all right. Well, David, Miranda, thank you very much for coming in. And as I said, hopefully a lot more of Ash Barty to come on our screens in the next couple of weeks. All right, we'll stick with this. Coming up, the latest on the men facing terror charges in Sydney. We've got a live update just ahead.
And inside the circle of life, Seth Rogen, Donald Glover and Beyonce take us into the Lion King recording sessions. That's coming up right after the break.
It means no worries for the rest of your days.
Yeah, say it, kid. It's our problem-free philosophy.
Welcome back. Happy Wednesday to you. We've got $50,000 to hand out a little later in the show.
Ooh, very nice.
Not to be sneezed at, is it? No. In the meantime, let's get some entertainment. Good morning, Brooke.
Good morning, and Hakuna Matata. Disney has released the new images of the stars of the upcoming Lion King film, with Beyonce, Donald Glover and more embracing their inner animals. And superstar turned producer Kate Bosworth is in town to present the Veuve Clicquot Businesswoman of the Year award. We sent today's Britt Cohen to catch up with the star about her career, including her star-making role in Blue Crush.
It was something that I wanted so badly.
And you can catch the full interview on Today Extra later this morning. I think that film inspired all of us to learn how to take up surfing.
How did you go with it?
No, terribly. Yeah. I think I'm very good on land, but not so good in the water.
Makes two of us. Thank you, BB. Here are the top stories on Today.
Good morning, great to have your company with us here on Today. Very busy show ahead, so we'll get straight into the news headlines with Mark.
Thanks, Tom. Just get on with it. That's the message to the government from the Reserve Bank this morning. The governor saying yesterday's interest rate cut is not enough to get the economy moving. Let's go straight to political reporter Kerry Yaxley in Canberra. Kerry, he's given a stark warning we may be heading for a dangerous slowdown. Kerry Yaxley, live for us from Canberra. Thank you.
A Queensland community has been left shaken after a woman was stabbed to death just hours after she returned home from an overseas trip with her husband. Let's go to Today Queensland reporter Jessica Millwood. Jess, her husband's expected to face Ipswich Court later today. What more can you tell us? Jess, thank you.
Well, NASA has taken another small step towards landing humans back on the moon. This could be a huge step for womankind. Today, testing a crucial safety system which will be used on the mission's rocket. We'll go live now to Nine US correspondent Tim Avia for more. Tim, how'd the test go? All right, Tim Arby with the latest. Thank you.
Now for a hit of sport, and we have some great news, starting with tennis. 4 Aussies have won through to the second round of Wimbledon overnight, with Ash Barty, Alex de Minaur, Nick Kyrgios and John Millman all winning their opening matches. Now, Stevie has been a bit hot and bothered lately, so we told him to go and cool down. Steve?
I'm just going to sit and have a nice little hot chocolate while they chill out.
They look excited, maybe nervous.
Yeah.
All good. See you soon, Stevie. Thank you. Well, since the Reserve Bank's decision was made yesterday to slice Australia's official cash rate to the all-time low of 1%, the big banks have fallen short again, with only ANZ passing on the cut in full. For more, I'm joined by Nine's finance editor, Ross Greenwood. Ross, good morning to you.
Good morning, Georgie.
Just run us through what each bank is passing on.
OK, now it's what you do with that money that right now is very important to the Reserve Bank, because what they're saying is they would prefer people to spend that extra $100 a month.
Wow, interesting times, Ross. Thank you very much for your insight. Over to you, Tom.
2 men arrested during terror raids across Sydney are expected to face court today, accused of planning an attack here in Australia. We'll get more on this now with terrorism expert Peter Moroney, who joins us live. Peter, thank you for your time. New South Wales Police, they'd been investigating these men for quite a while. In your mind, why did it take so long for the warrants here to actually be issued?
Morning, Tom. There could be a number of reasons.
All right, well, Peter, appreciate your time on the issue this morning. Georgie.
Ashley Barty has sailed through the first round of Wimbledon with a thrilling victory. The world number 1 leading 4 Australians and advancing to the second round on what was an action-packed day. Tennis legend Todd Woodbridge joins us now from London. Todd, good morning to you. Ash was in fine form and she did it easily, despite feeling a little daunted by being on the number 1 show court. She has absolute nerves of steel, doesn't she?
Well, good evening from London, Georgie. Good morning to you, everybody in Australia. It was a really great performance from Ash Barty, and all in all, I think she'll be very happy with how today's performance went.
She has that winning combination of grit and composure. What's up next for her? How will she be preparing?
Her next opponent from Belgium, I expect her to get through, and then the draw opens up. Of course, it gets a little tougher because it's a really hard quarter at that one.
Also on court overnight, of course, Nick Kyrgios up against fellow Aussie Jordan Thompson. As you well know, Todd, both players earned code violations. It was a pretty fiery contest, wasn't it?
We saw him calm at the beginning. We saw him get fired up. It sets up a very interesting second round.
When it comes to those on-court antics that we see regularly, do you feel that helps his match ultimately? Is that what it's all about?
I think that's what he thinks, Georgie. I think he feels that that's his way of showing everybody that he's, in inverted commas, an entertainer. What that's doing for him now, it's actually distracting him. I think he's got to go back to being at the basics.
Couldn't agree with you more. Great to chat with you as always. Plenty of fantastic tennis still to come.
Thanks, Georgie.
Appreciate your time. See you soon. All right, still to come on today, Prince Harry opens up about fatherhood while marking Princess Diana's birthday.
And get ready to bounce with Little Mix. I sit down with the superstar girl group just ahead.
However do you want me? However do you need me?
Good morning, Brisbane. Aren't you looking just delightful this morning? Bit of bad news, though, because showers are developing. Still heading for a top of 23, though.
And good morning, Melbourne. A cloudy day on the way for you with a high of 15.
Nice little hot air balloon just hanging about there above the Rialto as well. And good morning to Adelaide. Cloudy morning for you, heading for a top of 17 degrees.
Now, we have got a lazy $50,000 up for grabs this morning.
Nothing lazy about that.
Nothing lazy at all. So we would urge you to be alert. And when the phone rings this morning, do pick up within 3 rings and do say, I woke up with today, because there you go, 50,000 big ones could be yours.
Now, also ahead, new craze taking over the internet at the moment. Big names, John Mayer, Jason Statham, Conor McGregor, all having a crack at this. Georgie, can we tempt you into the bottle cap challenge?
Look, Tom, I don't think there's anything to be gained by me cocking a leg and doing that. I just don't think... I don't believe that would make for very good viewing at all.
Could cause some interesting headlines.
And we don't need those, Tom.
No, let's get the proper headlines, hey?
Very good idea. I think it's time to segue into the news right there. Over to you, Mark.
Georgie, thank you. The Reserve Bank boss last night laid down the law to Prime Minister Scott Morrison, telling the government in no uncertain terms it must boost spending to help get the economy moving, saying yesterday's new record low interest rates will not be enough. And new dad, Prince Harry, has spoken of his desire to be a role model for his son Archie during a youth mentoring summit in London.
It's in the people I see every day that don't realise how inspirational they are to those watching.
The Duke of Sussex was taking part in a new campaign run by the Diana Award, the only official charity set up in his late mother's name. Let's get you straight through to sport now, and Ash Barty is through to the second round of Wimbledon. Charlie Curnow is set to miss the next month of footy for Carlton after re-injuring his knee in their thrilling win over Fremantle. It's not all bad news for the Blues. Co-captain Patrick Cripps is pushing to make a return for their showdown with Melbourne on Sunday.
All right, let's check in with Stevie now, who's got all of the day's weather around the country from a bit of a chilly spot this morning, Stevie.
Whoa! And that's what it is all about. That's why this guy is one of the best snowboarders going around in the world at the moment. If you want to see a little bit more of that, from 12 o'clock every day, it'll all be happening here at the Greenwood Hotel and Plaza. These guys and girls are completely out of control.
Oh, there's not a lot of margin for error.
I wish we had reaction cam on Georgie the whole time there, just the full...
I'm just being a mum, Tom. I could just see injury written all over it. But no, look at them. They're more than capable, Stevie.
All over it.
Yeah, no.
I don't know what I was going to say there. We'll see you soon. Let's get ahead of entertainment news now with Brooke.
Thank you, Gigi. They might be little by name, but Little Mix are massive when it comes to the music superstardom stakes. The British girl group have pumped out some of the biggest pop hits of the past few years, and now they're back with a brand new banger. And guys, tomorrow I'll bring you another interview with another massive group. This time it's a boy band. Or are they? Or are they not? The internet is divided.
Okay.
Hey, speaking of The Voice, the nation's favourite singing competition is hurtling towards its climax. The season finale happening Sunday night, of course, 7 p.m. And last night's penultimate show was brutal, as 5 artists were eliminated, standing tall, the final 4. Give them a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Woo! Yo. So, here's the thing. Now you just put a group together, the 4 of you, and off you go. See?
Yeah.
Oh, that was one direction. Sorry. And good luck. Give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Well done. And our Baz Luhrmann exclusive is coming right up. There you go. Big morning.
Big morning indeed. Thank you, Dickie.
Coming up, the sunbaker who narrowly escaped death as a plane stowaway plunged 3,500 feet into his backyard. The extraordinary but tragic story just ahead.
And from Moulin Rouge on Broadway to his new Elvis biopic that's filming in Queensland, Dickie has got this great one-on-one ahead with Baz Luhrmann. Stick around for that. Plenty more still coming up on Today.
Welcome back. Well, stagnant wages and the rising cost of living have made saving money increasingly difficult. But our next guest has got some simple tips that could help you pocket more than $3,500 by Christmas. That is a good goal to have. Finance expert Effie Zahos joins us now. Effie, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Why is it so important to have a savings goal?
If you don't have a savings goal, you're going to go nowhere. I mean, there's only 25 weeks till Christmas, Georgie. Can you believe that?
No.
Yes, 25 weeks. So if you don't put a plan in place, you're going to be in the exact same position as you were last year, thinking, why didn't I get prepared for all this?
Yeah, so having a goal really motivates you. Let's talk about doing the supermarket shop,
Yes.
where we all burn through cash. What's your advice on that front? Because that can be a minefield, I reckon.
Small print is what we should be looking at. So that's one way to cut your grocery bill.
We need to get the small print bigger. I struggle to read it, Effie. I don't always have my glasses with me.
I don't, not yet, Georgie, not me, actually.
Stop showing off. Really helpful advice, Effie. As always, lovely to see you. Thank you. All right, it is top of the hour. It is time for the news.
Georgie, thank you. In breaking news in Sydney, a 23-year-old man allegedly involved in planning a terrorist attack in the CBD has just been charged. Let's go live to today's Sydney reporter Lara Vella, who's outside Parramatta Court. Lara, what more can you tell us? Lara Vella there with the latest. Thank you.
The Reserve Bank has given a stark warning to the government of an economic slowdown after slashing interest rates to record lows. Let's go now to Nine political reporter Kerry Yaxley in Canberra. Kerry, the government is under pressure to stimulate the economy. Kerry Yaxley in Canberra, thank you.
We have some breaking news just coming through from Queensland where a motorbike rider has been killed in a nasty crash between Ipswich and Ferndale. Now, the man ploughed into two cars. This is on the Brisbane Valley Highway a short time ago, shutting down traffic in both directions there. One driver was trapped in the wreck of his car and was taken to hospital in a stable condition. The motorcyclist died at the scene. Well, to the US, where a man who went to inspect a disturbance in his home was not quite sure of this big surprise. A bear breaking in, trashing the laundry room, knocking over the washing machine, causing water to flood on the floor. Now, the unwanted guest also ripped out part of the ceiling. Obviously a male bear with that much damage caused in the laundry. No idea what it was doing.
Seen to camping in a northerly direction.
Too much of this going on. He should have gone to the laundromat with all the other bears.
Oh, you're unbearable, Mark Burrows.
Boom, boom. Let's check some sport now.
Hey, just quickly on Aussies abroad, I said Ben Simmons has been offered the biggest contract ever to an Australian athlete. Guess how much his contract is worth?
70 million?
$243 million is the contract offered to Ben Simmons from the Philadelphia 76ers. So,
Goodness me.
get around him when he comes home in a month or so. That'll be quite the party.
No pressure.
No, exactly. Yeah. Very good. All right, well, Stevie, what's happening on the weather front today?
Snow fights, you can make snowmen, you can go tobogganing, and of course we've got the snow rail jam. Some of the best boarders and skiers will be doing some amazing tricks and jumps. Whoa! Coming down a 10-metre ramp made of 100 tonne of snow. So let it snow, let it snow, let it snow and enjoy. Whoa! A little bit of winter in Sydney.
Good one, Stevie. See you soon.
Oh, right in the head.
All right, let's get some entertainment news with Dickie.
Thank you very much, Georgie. Well, the name Baz Luhrmann conjures up immediate images of lavish sets, epic cinematography, iconic locations and brilliant filmmaking. His style instantly recognisable. As we speak, Baz and his team, including wife, four-time Oscar winner Catherine Martin, are working out of a space in Brooklyn, New York, as one of his biggest films, Moulin Rouge, takes to Broadway. And in a couple of months, he'll be setting up shop in Queensland to make a movie about the King, Elvis Presley, with some big names, including Harry Styles, auditioning for the role. I caught up with Baz in the Big Apple for this Today Show exclusive. So who will play the King? Well, here's the thing. Ansel Elgort from The Fault in Our Stars and all that, Austin Butler and the one, the only, the very fabulous Harry Styles of One Direction fame have all tested for the role.
Wow.
So there you go. So one of those fellas there probably will be coming to Australia to star as Elvis Presley with Colonel Tom Parker, played by Tom Hanks.
Yeah, who's your pick, Dickie? Who would you like to see?
Well, you're dead right. I think Harry is a you know, the Mick Jagger biopic, the Stones biopic can't be too far away, and Harry's a dead cert to play Jagger. But he's a really talented guy. He sings wonderfully, and he would bring a lot of cachet, if I can use that word, on breakfast television.
Who's that on the far left?
Now you've got me.
Okay. Anyway, he's my pick.
One on the left. Georgie says the one on the left. Handsome rooster on the left. Wonderful.
Fabulous.
Great chat.
Thanks, Tom.
Thanks, Dickie.
Thank you, sir.
Well, still to come, the Internet Challenge. It's taking over Hollywood, and now it's taking over today. We're talking about the Bottle Cap Challenge, and we might bust a hammy, make a goose of ourselves doing that one shortly.
No pressure, Tom. And all the cool new ways to keep warm this winter. We've found some quite odd ones as well. All will be revealed right after the break. Welcome back. Well, it's that time of year where the heaters are on high, the Ugg boots are a permanent staple of the wardrobe.
Yeah, sometimes, though, it doesn't quite get the job done, those traditional winter warmers. And look, to get the latest and perhaps wackiest ideas on how to stay warm this winter, we've got our tech expert Trevor Long here with us this morning. Trev, you've got a promising young model here with you. Tell us what's going on.
Well, we have to start with the jacket. Now, a jacket is always going to keep you warm, but if you're like me and you've got to do early netball or soccer on Saturday mornings, you're a parent, you're going to want a heated jacket. But inside it, across the front and around the back, are heated panels, kind of like mini electric blankets.
Seriously?
Yeah, so when you've got it on, it's kind of like a warm hug. You're only going to feel it on the inside, so let's not do that.
What happens if it rains?
It's fine, it's completely waterproof. Good question though, Georgie.
Well,
maybe
I'm just thinking, we don't wanna-
only buy quality ones.
Okay, let's move down to here of feet. I mean, that's just Ugg boots. We've all got those.
You think they're Ugg boots, and they're probably just comfortable like Ugg boots, but these are heated slippers. So inside, the inner sole, we put them in the microwave for 30 seconds beforehand.
Warm as toast.
Yeah. That's a heated beanie as well, folks. So there's heated elements inside the beanie
What's that
as well.
doing to her brain?
I was going to
It's
say...
warming it up and keeping it active.
Trevor, I don't think that's responsible.
On my bobby pins, Gigi. Little elements at the back of my head.
No, it's keeping her warm, and warmth keeps you mentally active. There's been research done into this by me.
Trevor!
So I bought all of these crazy, fun, warm things at amazon.com.au.
There you go, toasty
I must
as.
back on Brooke and spin 5 times. There we go.
You
Beautiful.
are wacky. Stevie today. Officially wacky, Trevor.
I'll take that, Georgie, any day of the week.
Yeah, it's a compliment. Well
Great
done.
stuff.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm
You need to lie down, I
warm.
think.
Big modelling career ahead, Brooke.
I think. Thank you.
All right, coming up, bringing children home earlier, the new initiative to end homesickness in our hospitals.
And we've got breaking news from Spice World. Victoria's already gone, but is another Spice Girl about to call it quits? Details just ahead.
Always on the run, gotta slow it down, baby, gotta have some fun.
To breaking news coming out of Sydney right now, a 23-year-old man allegedly involved in planning a terrorist attack in the CBD has just been charged. Counter-terror officers raided homes in Greenacre, Ingleburn, Toongabbie, Chester Hill, Green Valley and Canada Bay yesterday after monitoring 20-year-old Isaac El Matari for 12 months. He is expected to be charged shortly. Police say the planned Islamic State-inspired attacks targeting police stations, consulate and courts were in the early stages. A nursing home on the New South Wales South Coast is in lockdown as the facility battles a deadly flu outbreak. Nine's Natasha Apolloni joins us now from Unanderra near Wollongong. Natasha, just how many people have been affected? Natasha, thank you. Well, and this record holder can certainly be considered a cut above the rest. David Rush balancing a running lawnmower on his chin for almost 4 minutes.
Like, David, get on with cutting the lawn.
Exactly. Now, I think we've got some weather with Stevie, who's in the North Sydney Alps.
Yes.
Looks like I'm getting hammered here this morning, but I'll be back shortly to try the bottle top challenge if I get out of here alive. Okay, see you shortly.
Those kids are really taking delight in just pegging it. I don't know what he's done before this segment, but
He's an
they
easy target.
really have it in for him.
Yeah, don't they?
Tom Gleeson. It's Stevie Wilkins.
Very good, Stevie. Thank you. Coming up, there is a new initiative now helping kids who are battling homesickness while they are in hospital.
Also, well, Tom's attempting the latest internet craze that is taking over Hollywood. You've got to stay tuned for this. It is attempting the bottle cap challenge. That is still ahead right here on Today.
Stanky leg, do the stanky leg, do the stanky leg, do the stanky leg.
Welcome back. Well, it's a heartbreaking reality. Every single year in Australia, 1 million children are admitted to hospital. And sadly, some of these kids have to spend days, weeks, even months away from home.
Yeah, but now, despite these children all having different illnesses or injuries, one campaign is actually aiming to raise awareness for something they're all suffering from, and that's homesickness.
Well, CEO of Sydney's Children's Hospital Foundation, Nicola Stokes, joins us now from the Children's Hospital at Westmead. Nicola, good morning to you. The video does highlight a very real problem, doesn't it? Just talk us through the Curing Homesickness campaign.
The Curing Homesickness initiative came about because we were trying to work out if there was something every child experienced when they were in hospital, and it came to light that every child experiences homesickness.
I guess it's something that's quite easily overlooked because a lot of these kids would be suffering from very obvious physical symptoms, and you forget about the toll that it's taking on their mental health.
homesickness is a real thing. It's described as the distress a child feels when they're away from home. And the longer they're away from home, the worse the symptoms become. And there's symptoms such as anxiety and depression and feelings of helplessness. And so if they're feeling helpless or disconnected, it actually has a negative effect on their recovery.
Well, it's a great initiative, Nicola, and plenty of ways that people there at home can support as well. We'll put the details for those on our website, and we appreciate your time this morning.
Fantastic. Good information. Nicola, thank you.
All right, well, it's time now for the cash call, and we've got 50 grand up for grabs today. Pick up your phone, Lynn McKechnie.
Ooh. Lynn.
What does that mean?
Well,
it means big money tomorrow.
Up next, this is it. Will it end in glory or tears?
Tears.
Stevie and Tom are taking on the bottle cap challenge.
Tears and a torn hammy coming right up. Also, we've got breaking news from Spice World. The new developments that are threatening to derail the world tour. Is a Spice Girl quitting the band? Details ahead. All right, they make it look so easy. It should be pretty straightforward. This is the latest craze to take over the internet. Likes of John Mayer, Jason Statham and Conor McGregor all having a go. I don't know why I've been dressed up as one of the cast members of Fat Pizza to have a go at this, but here we are.
You look, I mean, I'm scared you're highly flammable in this. It's just, it's hot. It's hot. You look hot, I think. It's called the bottle cap challenge, by the way, and all you have to do is land a kick so precise that it unscrews the cap off a bottle. Easy, right? Easy? Maybe harder than it looks.
I feel like this is the compilation I'm going to end up on. Not with Jason Statham, but with the boys here.
Dear me. All right, well, we're going to give it a crack this morning. Not just you, Tom, but Stevie is going to have a try. He's with an Olympian, and we thought they should go first. Stevie, over to you.
Now, this is going to be particularly hard for me, Georgie, because I've got the snow boots on this morning. I've got thermal long johns underneath this, so I can barely move to start with.
Stop with the excuses.
I know. Here we go. Are we ready? Barely.
Oh.
Got it. Nothing to it. Well done. Jared Hughes, a bit of help from the master.
Nice one, Stevie. Nice one.
Thank you, master.
All right, well,
Thank you.
meanwhile, here in the studio, you limbered up. Have you warmed up?
No, I wouldn't say I'm warm, no. Right. Oh, there we go, we've lost the microphone as well. Great start.
Good morning, Bo Ryan. Yeah, nice to see you.
Okay, I mean, have you been studying the technique and working out how to do it?
Yeah, well, Stevie gave some good lessons there on how not to do it, right. So I think it's just really leg up.
So what height
wax
would you
on,
like
wax off. I think that's pretty good, Dickie.
Okay.
I'm professional. I need some room to move here.
Fair enough.
All right.
Goodness, I don't know where to look.
Well, you just said I'm a quad side.
I glued the top on.
No, I said the fabric was highly flammable. That's different.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. It kind of worked.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a champion.
Hang on, can he do it again?
I don't know, where's the top
You just want to see it bust it over here,
It's whether you can do it a second time that counts.
Oh, I thought one was pretty impressive.
Oh, he's got the full screw on. There we go.
No, I won't do the full screw.
Okay.
Hey, we can join Cirque du Soleil at this rate. There you go. 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Dickie, come on.
As Meatloaf would say.
Dickie.
You've got a new calling.
One more for Dickie.
I'm not doing it.
Come on, Dickie.
I'm a drinker, not a kicker.
Always work to your strengths.
Alrighty. Plenty more still to come. We're going to have some more attempts. Stay with us on Today.
Here you go.
These are our top stories this Wednesday morning in breaking news in Sydney. A 23-year-old man allegedly involved in planning a terrorist attack in the CBD has been charged a short time ago. He's expected to face court later today. The Reserve Bank boss has told the government it must boost spending to help get the economy moving, saying yesterday's new record low interest rates will not be enough. And 2 tradies are being praised for saving an elderly man's life when they pulled him from his burning home overnight in Geelong.
Well done, Mark. Thank you very much. Little entertainment news. And any plans of a Spice Girls world tour have been thrown into chaos with reports that Ginger Spice is set to quit again, apparently dragging her feet and refusing to sign up for any more shows. That's bad news. Baz Luhrmann is close to announcing he'll be playing Elvis Presley in his film to be shot on the Gold Coast. Harry Styles, Ansel Elgort and Miles Teller, all contenders for the role. And after 30 years in the industry, Brad Pitt could be saying farewell to Hollywood for good, saying he's struggling to find roles.
Oh, come
the
on.
55-year-old claims the movie biz is a younger man's game.
No.
Please say it isn't so, Brad. We need to see Brad on the silver screen. Looking forward to that new movie he's making too, the Terrence
somehow don't fit.
Exactly.
Oh, well, he's just putting it out there, isn't he? Okay?
Now, what are you up to?
I feel like I need some gold chains as well.
Anything you
Just,
like.
you know,
Did you get a trophy? Or
Con the doggies, you know, that sort of vibe.
Look at this.
Oh,
We've got
here we
action
go.
replay.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh, hang on. Did
Just,
you...
it's not the same
I
without
made the whole bottle disappear. That's how good the kick was.
That's magic, mate. You and Cosentino, eh?
How are you feeling?
Yeah, look, might be off to the physio after this, but hey, it's good fun. I was disappointed you guys didn't take part.
Yeah, it's a great
we
shame.
tempt you? No.
It's a young man's sport, I think.
To be dressed up like that, yeah, it's a shame.
Come on, Ember, this would look sensational on you.
Do I have an XL?
Oh, come on.
As Brad Pitt always said, it's a younger man's sport.
Indeed, indeed.
I've always
Thanks,
said
Brad.
Yeah.
I reckon DC and Brooke might be all right at this. Have you guys given it a crack? Good morning to you both.
I don't know if I could lift my leg that high, to be honest. But I am into the trackies. It's a strong
we
look.
were
It's
just
a
saying,
very
we think
strong
that Today Show should do a trackie day.
I was getting kinda used to being someone you love.